Hello, everyone. Let me click the right button so you can see me. And welcome, stamping friends. It is great to see you. Okay, let me want to make sure that I can see when you leave a comment. So there we go. I think I have it. Okay, well, today is Tuesday and it is October the 3rd, 2023. And if this is your first time here, welcome. I am Terry Hartley. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Iowa. And I'm so happy that you're here joining me on the live or the replay. So today is my October card class. And that means that I'm going to share some cards. I even have a 3D project to share today. So I hope you like these projects. You can watch for free. And then if you would like to have these mailed to you, then you just need to place an order with me by midnight of Sunday, October the 8th, with a $35 minimum order. So I think that I'm looking at a comment that says, check my stream on my social platforms. So I hope that I am live, but we never know, right? I'll just keep on talking and hopefully everything is working. And if you're here, please say hi and let me know. Okay, well, I'm going to turn the camera down and I have a couple of things I want to talk about before I share these projects with you. And I'm going to be using two different stamp sets because, and they're both from our mini catalog, our September to December mini catalog, which I am loving and I hope that you are too. So I want to share as much creativity from different stamp sets so you can see all of the ideas and maybe want the stamp sets just like I do. So let me go ahead and we'll flip the camera down. And the first thing is that I want to share is my in-person card class. Now, I realize that everyone doesn't live in Iowa that's watching this, but if you do live in Southeast Iowa, my in-person card class, my next one is going to be October 13th from 1 to 3 p.m., or you can choose to come 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., whatever works in your schedule. And there is a link and information in the description. So if you're able to join us, that's great. And I also have the November and December card class information. And then Stampin' Up! I'm pausing because something doesn't look right on my camera. So let me double check. I apologize, but I want to make sure. Hi, Vay. Is everything working on your end? I hope so. I was on the computer here. It looked like maybe I was having problems, but I don't know. I'm going to continue on. I did want to share, starting today through the end of the month, Stampin' Up! Is celebrating their Stampin' Up! Has all year. This is the 35th year for Stampin' Up! But they are going to offer in October, starting today through the end of the month, a special joining offer. So, and it's pretty awesome. So if you've ever thought about being a part of Stampin' Up!, this would be a perfect time. You get to choose. Option 1 is you get 35% off of your starter kit, and you pay just $64.35, and you receive $125 worth of products of your choice, plus you receive free shipping and a free paper pumpkin kit too. Thanks, Vay, for letting me know that everything looks good on your end. And then option 2 is that you could choose 35% more in product. And if you choose this option, you can select $168.75, and you pay $99. And of course, if your list is really long, this is a great option right here. And you get the free shipping and a free paper pumpkin kit. What I love about being part of Stampin' Up! Is that discount. You can receive a 20% discount. Plus, there's lots of other perks too, that you're invited to different events and you receive the catalogs earlier and you can pre-order. You can pre-order early too. And plus, I'd love for you to join my Rustic Barn Stampers because they're amazing. They're an amazing group of ladies, and we have a great time together. Okay, let's go ahead and do some stamping. So the first card I'm going to make today is I'm going to use Festive and Fun. And it has 3 darling sentiments. And then aren't these just cute? All these little critters. The images are just darling. So again, today is my October online card class. So you can watch this for free if you would like. The card kit sent to you, and it'll be 4 cards and a treat box. Then just place an order by minimum $35 order by Sunday. Okay, so we're going to start out with thick card base, and this is just a typical card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'll just give it a little crease. And then I have some designer series paper, and this is from the Joy of Christmas that's in the mini catalog. And then I have 2 pieces of basic white, and there's one a little bit larger than the other, and this is 2.5 by I think 4.5, or actually I have 11 measurements. Here's my measurements I wrote down. It is 2.5 plus 2 marks, 4.5 plus 2 marks. You can tell that I didn't teach math, right? And then the other basic white is 2.5 by 4.5, and we're going to stamp on the smaller piece. So I'm just going to lay these aside right now. And we're going to use this giraffe. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in. Now there is quite a bit of coloring in the Festive and Fun, but you don't have to color everything. You could color just spotlight, just the tree, or just the giraffe. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp him right there. And then we're going to do a little coloring. I have one already finished, but just to show you what I used. So I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight for the face. And if you want to color the spots a little different, you can come in with, well, I used light crumb cake. But you could use the dark. You could use dark Daffodil Delight for the spots. I'll just do some of those just to kind of show you. And then just go ahead and you might want to come back with the dark, and where that line is already on the giraffe's ear, and shade that in so it's with dark. So we're going to make him with Daffodil Delight. And then I have, we're going to use shaded spruce for our tree. But I have another sample to show you that I used Old Olive. And then, you can just color this however that you would like. So I used shaded spruce for the tree. And of course, I used Real Red for the bow and the little berries, and shaded spruce for the leaves. And then I just used some balmy blue and gray granite. I colored this. Hi, Deb. Welcome. And I used this gray granite for the stem of the tree, and then this is what I ended up with. And then I'm going to get these markers out of the way, maybe. Hi, Judy. Glad you could join us. So this is the completed one. That way you don't have to sit and see me do all the coloring here online. So this is with shaded spruce, and I will show you one in a little bit with oat olive. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to turn this over, and I'm just going to go ahead and add dimensionals, and we're going to pop this up on that other basic white that's just a little bit larger than this. And I always like to put one in the middle. I know I kind of get carried away sometimes with my dimensionals, don't I? Well, thanks, Judy. I'm glad you like that little giraffe. I just love the fun and festive and all the cute little critters that are in there. So I'm going to try to line this up. I didn't give myself very much of just a little bit of an edge. So I want to get it. There we go. So you can just see a little bit after that. And then I'm going to bring that card base back in. And I'm going to bring the right glue that maybe will work. But I'm going to go ahead and add, so that you can use either side. I mean, this side would look nice with it too, because we use the shaded spruce, but I'm going to use, I'm going to add adhesive here because we're going to use the other side. Just add that right on the front of our card base. And then I'm going to bring in real red, because we're going to stamp a sentiment. Instead of on the outside of our card today, we're going to stamp one on just on the inside. So it says, may your season be one that's festive and fun. So I'm going to put that right inside our card. And then we are going to add adhesive, because we popped up our giraffe. So we're going to just go ahead and add adhesive here. And I'm going to place this over on the right-hand side, because we're going to add a bow. And of course, we're going to add some bling, right? So try to get that lined up as straight as we can. And then I'm going to bring in, and this is the silver and white ribbon that's in the mini catalog. And yes, I know it is out of stock right now, but it will be back in next Monday. And sometimes it comes back even a little bit sooner. So we'll just make a bow. This is a beautiful, beautiful ribbon. And I'm going to bring in my scissors. And our mini glue dots come in this little box like this. So I'm going to bring in a glue dot, and I'm just going to bring my bow right to the glue dot. Thanks, Vay. I'm glad you like it. And then I am going to put our little bow about right here. And give the ribbon just a little bit of a haircut. There we go. And then I'm going to bring in these Festive Pearls. Now, again, I'm going to send you 2 of each of the cards that I make today if you place an order. So if you place an order with me and you want the card kit, you will get 2 of each of the cards that I make today. And that way you have 1 to keep and 1 to send, right? And if your order, so if you place a minimum $35 order, you will get the 4 cards and the treat box. And if your order is $50 or more, I will send you a full package of the Festive Pearls. Now, these Festive Pearls are in our annual catalog, but I love the 4 different colors. And we're going to use the silver, I think, for this. So I'll put one right here. One right here. And let's put one right there. Okay, so this is our, it was really quick to put together. So this is our first card. And again, if you place an order with me by Sunday, October the 8th for this card kit, you would get 2 of these. You'd have one to send and one to keep. Now on this card, as I showed you, I used Old Olive. So you can decide whether you like the Old Olive or the Shaded Spruce the best. So this is my first project, and I have 2 more to share with you. So let's go ahead and let me set up for our second card. Get a few things out of the way. And I'm going to be using Merriest trees. And we're going to be using the bundle. So I'm going to be using the bundle. And we're going to be using Old Olive and Cherry Cobbler for our inks. And this has a 2-step, like a tree. So you stamp one and then you stamp the other on top. You don't have to, but you certainly can. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season, love and joy to you and yours. You have a star and bow and some decorations. And this can be like a little stem for your tree. So the little bark for your tree. Took me a long time to figure out what that was, but that is, I believe, is what it is. Now in the dies, I love this label. You have a label die, and you also have several sizes of trees that you can make your tree really small and build a larger tree. Several different stars to choose from, and then you have this decoration. So you have a lot of extra things in here, and we are going to use this die today. All right, so let's go ahead and make our second card. And I will send you envelopes with the cards too. Okay, so we're going to start out with our basic white. And this is the thick basic white. And again, those measurements are 8.5 by 5.5. And you scored at 4 1/4. So, and today this card is going to open up this way. Our first card opened up this way, and this is going to open up landscape. And then I have a piece of designer series paper, and this is from the Joy of Christmas. And this is 5 by 3 3/4. And I have cherry cobbler, and this is a 5 1/4 by 4. So it's just, and we are going to go ahead and we are going to adhere these 2 together. I love that Joy of Christmas. It's a very traditional designer series paper. So I'll line that up. And I'm going to lay this aside, and we're going to bring in this is our scallop contour dies, and it's next to the largest. So it's the next to the largest in the scallop contour dies. And then I also have a scrap of basic white that we're going to do our stamping on. So let's go ahead and bring in our Old Olive, and we're going to stamp our tree. Whoop. Grab that block. So we have a large tree here. So I'm going to bring the ink down to the tree. And then because this is photopolymer, I'm going to go ahead and bring our piercing mat in. And then I'm going to turn it this way. And I didn't stamp all the tree because we're going to make it a smaller tree than what it is. Okay. And I could use the inside, but I'm just going to use it like this. So I could use this stamp here and stamp inside to make these pine branches show up a little bit better. But on this particular tree, I'm just going to leave it like this. Then I'm going to place my die here. Then I'm going to run that through the cut and emboss machine, which I have already done. And I put it in a little bag so I wouldn't lose it. And here we have our tree. And then I'm going to bring our scalloped contour basic white in, and I'm going to bring, we wish you a Merry Christmas. And I'm going to bring in cherry cobbler, and we're going to go ahead and stamp on the left of that. So ink this up. And we're going to stamp right here. Let me clean that stamp. And then I have a piece of, I think it's distressed gold, which I believe is also not in stock right now, but I have taken one of the stars and then run it through the cut and emboss machine. And then we have our star for the top of our tree. So now we are going to put our card together. So let me go ahead and add some dimensionals. I'm going to add 3. And we're going to place this right here on the right-hand side. And let's see, I'm trying to decide whether I want to use a glue dot or a dimensional, but I think I'm going to use a glue dot. And I'm going to place it on my tree. So I put the glue dot on my tree because that's where I want my star to be. And then I'll just go ahead and place it here. Now you could put a little mini. You could put a little mini dimensional behind that tree if you want to. Now I'm going to bring in our 2 layers of designer series paper and cherry cobbler, and I'm going to bring in a different ribbon. And this ribbon, hi Veronica, welcome. I'm going to bring in this ribbon. Now this is different than what I used in my last card. The last card I used that sheer silver and white, and this one is called I think it's just maybe white. But it is in the mini, it's iridescent ribbon, excuse me. It's iridescent because it has kind of a shine to it. And what we are going to do is that we are going to wrap it around these layers. And then we are going to make a bow at the end. So I'm just going to wrap it around and then make a bow at the end. And I believe this ribbon is in stock, so that is good. I'm going to kind of put it like right in the middle. Now, if you decide you don't, if you want a larger ribbon, you can just add a little bit more ribbon. If you want a larger bow, rather, if you want a larger bow. But I think that will be fine. Bring my scissors. Okay, and then we're going to pop this up with dimensionals. You knew that was coming, didn't you? And again, this is a quick and easy card. We're going to make sure that ribbon is on there straight before we add this layer. There we go. And before I add this, I'm going to go ahead and adhere our layer down. So I'm going to go ahead and bring our card base back, and we're going to go ahead and lay and adhere this first. So it looks like it's straight because I can tell it's the ribbon is straight on the back, so it should be on the front. So we'll add some adhesive. And we'll place that right here. Now, I'll take the backings off of this layer that we stamped on. I'm glad you're here too, Veronica. I'm glad that, and Veronica, you should be getting some happy mail from me really, really soon. Now, maybe we should not have, maybe we should not have put the layer on first, because if I didn't have the layer on, I could move that bow over a little bit more, but we're still going to make this, this work. So I guess the tip is to go ahead and put your layer on before you adhere your cherry cobbler and your designer series paper. That way, if you do need to move your bow over just a little bit, then you still can. Actually, I think I still could do that. So let's see if we can take this back off and make this bow a little bit more on the corner there. So you still can, I can still fix it. No mistakes in crafting, right? But the tip is that maybe you do want to add that layer before you adhere this down to make sure that you have your bow in the right place. Okay. There we go. Now I can get my layer where I want it to, and then we have that pretty bow right there that kind of sets that off. All right. And then I'm going to bring in my Festive Pearls again. What do you think? Should we add red or gold? We have gold here on the star. So let me know in the comments whether we should have gold or red stars for the card. And while you are doing that, I'm going to set up for the next project. So what do you think? Red? Okay, I've got one for red. Anyone else want to let me know what their thoughts are, whether red or gold? Got one vote for red. So it's the winner right now. Well, we are going to go with red then. All right, looks like, well, another red. Okay, Judy. Okay, so Veronica and Judy says red. So we're going to go with the red. Okay, we're going to put one right here. Well, we're going to. All right. So here is our second card. And again, if you place a minimum $35 order with me, you would receive 2 cards, one you can keep and one you can send. Now let's go ahead and move on to our third project. And it is going to be a 3D, a little treat box. And I'm going to be using the Joy of Christmas. And this is the designer series paper that I used on both of the cards, but I'm also going to use it for our next project. And I'm going to be using this real red. Or maybe it's cherry cobbler. Cherry cobbler. So I'm going to be bringing in my trimmer. So I have a 6 by 12 here. I've just cut a 12 by 12 sheet in half, but what I need is a 6 by 6. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it. So you can make 2 treat boxes with you can make 4 of these treat boxes with a 12 by 12. So I have 6 by 6, right? So now I'm going to score it at 2 and 4. I'm going to turn it and I'm going to score again at the same. I'm going to score at 2 and 4. And that's all the scoring I need. And then what I'm going to do is, I think maybe you can see better on this. So I have a line here, score line, and then this way and this way. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to cut up. There's a score line here. So I'm just going to cut up to the score line. And then I'm going to do the same over here. And I'm going to do the same here. Then I'm going to turn this around. And then I have a score line here, and one going across. So I'm going to go up here and stop, go up here and stop. It's just like I did on the opposite side. Okay, so I have here and at the bottom, so the top and the bottom. Now I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of fold those a little bit. And you can use your bone folder. This is going to be a really quick and easy little treat box. And I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet. And so now I'm going to push this one. I'm going to lay that one right there, and I'm going to work with these 2 ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Seal Plus. And you know, if you watch me, I don't use Stampin' Seal Plus very often. Oh, good, Vay. I'm glad you went for the red too. So I'm going to add a little adhesive right here and then right here. So I've added adhesive on these inside corners right here. Then I'm going to take these ends and I am going to bring them up to where they kind of line like together like that. Okay, then see this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and then press this, and you can even use your bone folder to get a good. Then I'm going to turn it around, and before I add the adhesive, I'm going to show you again. So what you're doing is taking this tip and this tip, and you're just bringing it together. Bringing it together like that. That's what you're doing. Okay, so now I'm going to get this out of the way, and I'm going to add the adhesive right here. And then I'm going to cross So you could use tear and tape, and you probably could use liquid glue too, but. And then I'm going to make sure that I don't lose that. And then I press that one in. And then I have a piece of coordinating or design series paper from the Joy of Christmas. And this is 1 by 6. So I'm going to add some adhesive. This end, and I'm going to add some adhesive here. And we are going to add a handle right here in that little triangle, I guess. Okay, then of course we want to decorate our box before we put anything in it. And I'm going to use the deckled circles, and I'm using 1, 2, 3. I'm using the 4th from the smallest and the 5th. So I'm going to be using the 4th and the 5th from the smallest. And I turned those upside down so I could make sure that I told you the right ones to use. And then I have basic white is the smaller one, and I'm using vellum for the larger. And then we're going to stamp on the smaller one. And once again, I'm going to be using one of the critters from our Festive and Fun stamp set. And you can probably already see that we're not going to be able to get that whole, the moose, I think it's a moose. We're not going to be able to get all of him on our circle, but you know what? That is quite okay. We'll just go ahead and ink them all up, and we'll just put as much as we can on there. So you'll see we almost got all of him, just not quite. And then I'm going to be using pecan pie and old olive, gray granite, a crumb cake, and real red to color him with. And I'll just do a little bit of coloring, and then I have one already finished. So I'm going to color my moose with gray. And so I'm just going to color his antlers and his body all the same. But of course, you can color it however you want. And then you can come back in with some dark to do some shading. Yes. Now, what I used the pecan pie for, I decided to add the pecan pie right there. And then his shirt, his sweater, and I just kind of did that in real red and green. And actually, I think I'm using old olive, but on the sample that I have, I use a shaded spruce. But you can use whatever. So that's kind of how you do that. And then you would have this. The only thing that I have left to do is the top of the food that he's carrying, what do you think that is? I don't know. Is that, I'm not sure but it looks really nice. It looks pretty. Okay. And then we are going to go ahead and we're going to attach this to our little treat box. So I'm just going to add 2 little strips of Stampin' Seal, and we'll put that right here. And then we're going to go ahead and add dimensionals to our moose. And I have another one to show you. And then we will take off the backings. And I just did 3. Aren't you proud of me? I didn't get too carried away. And so here we've decorated our little box. Now, what shall we put in? Well, there's several things, and there's probably a lot more. I did buy this pumpkin spice soft caramels, so you could definitely it would definitely hold several caramels. Another thing with these treat boxes, you could do like a label and put a name on and have this as at everyone's Thanksgiving table for where they're going to sit, and then like a little treat in there. So that's another idea for these treat boxes. And then I have 5 of these chocolates. Oh, yes, those caramels sound good. I know, I saw those in the store and they are good, the little pumpkin spice. So it will hold 5 of, and I would tell you what kind of chocolates these are, but I'm not very good pronouncing that brand, but they are very good. So there you go. You could also, it holds like 5, the full size. Did you know they also have minis? They have this brand and mini squares too. And here's some Reese's peanut butter cups. And they're the kind of a single size, and it will hold 3. So there's just some ideas. And let me show you the other one. I'll put the, so these are about the same, except here I use the handle for here, and this one I used the shaded spruce. So let's add some. I added pearls on my sample one, so we definitely want to add pearls on this. If I can find what I've done with my festive pearls. Here they are. Okay, so on my sample, I added red. So do you think we need to add red, or we have silver, we have gold? So let me know what you think we should add. And while you tell me that, just a reminder that I'll be glad to send these 5 projects with you. You will have 4 cards, 2 of each design, and 1 of the treat box. And you just place the order, $35 order with me by Sunday. And the link is in the description. And if your order is 50 or more, I will send you a full pack of the festive pearls. So I'm trying to decide whether I want to put the red, silver, or gold embellishments on this little treat box. So what do you think? Well, you're telling me I'm going to grab all the projects so I can show them to you one more time before we part our ways. Okay, well, I think, yes, I think red would be, because we have the red in the cherry cobbler in our designer series paper. And then that way we can put like a little berry right here on those holly leaves. Okay, so here we have our treat bag. Oh, Veronica, I missed that silver to match the mousse. That would have been perfect too. I just didn't wait long enough, did I? Let's see. You think we can maybe, because I just put those on. And there's no mistakes in crafting. And let's add silver. That's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. But I like that. To match the mousse. Oh, I love it. Perfect idea. Oh, great. Thank you, Veronica. Okay, so here is our little gift box, little treat box. And then here is our first card. And of course, you will get 2 of those. You get the, you don't get the, you get a card kit to make the, so you get a card kit to make the cards. And I'll do all the cutting of the designer series paper. You'll get enough ribbon for the cards, and you get the die cuts. And then, and here was our second card. So I hope you like the projects today. They were quick and easy, but I love that fun and festive, and I love the Merriest trees. And again, by placing an order with me to receive the card kit, you can place, your order can be anything. It doesn't have to be the products that I shared today. But again, information and the links are in the description. I appreciate you being here watching with me. Thanks for those of you that are watching the replay. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button. Oh, Vay, I'm glad that you like all of the projects. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Again, I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. Thank you, Veronica, for taking the time to be here. Thanks, all of you. I will see you next Tuesday. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Take care.